He's done nothing. He does nothing. His attitude sucks. Not to say it's not a challenge this season. Hats off to him. Like, really, really well done. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Talk Footy podcast. My name is Shaheen, and I'm super excited to be here today, as always. So, it was a big weekend this past weekend with some huge games right after the international break. And the biggest of them all was Man City versus Arsenal. Huge game. Potentially the title, the Premier League, on the line for both of those teams. But what a boring game. Oh man. I mean, as a neutral fan, sitting through that game, it was so slow and boring and not many chances. It was just very difficult to watch because at the end of the day, you're watching a game of soccer to be entertained. And it wasn't that entertaining, to be honest. But again, as a neutral fan, as a City fan or as an Arsenal fan or as the manager of either of those teams, I'm pretty sure it was very intense. It was a very tactical, kind of like a chess game. Both teams were trying to make sure they don't give too much to the other team. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And they were very strategic about the moves they were making. So it was an intense game if you were a Man City or a Arsenal fan. But again, just as a neutral fan, it was very boring to watch. 0-0. Man City didn't really create that many chances. You can't really say they deserve to win. Arsenal did create a nice chance in the second half where they could have maybe done better in the final action. But overall, I think a draw was a fair result. Probably a better result for Arsenal. I think the biggest winner of that game was Liverpool, who won against Brighton 2-1. And now they're 2 points clear at the top of the table. I don't think this result is going to dictate who wins the Premier League. I think all three teams are going to go all the way to the final week or two of the fixtures. It's going to be very tight. But I believe the team that's going to end up winning the Premier League this season is going to be a team that is probably going to have to win all their remaining matches. One little slip from either of those teams, it might be the title gone.
Hey, this does not slip now! This does not slip on!
Oh, and Gerrard has slipped. It's Bar. What
are you laughing at?
It's going to be very interesting to watch and see how they do in the remaining few weeks. And with a lot of important fixtures coming up, especially also in Europe in the Champions League for Arsenal and Man City. Arsenal's playing Bayern Munich, so that's going to be a tough two fixtures for Arsenal. Man City is going to be facing Real Madrid. You know, they're going to be having a difficult time against Real Madrid. But jokes aside, it's going to be interesting to see how they do in Europe in the Champions League, but also in the Premier League. I don't want to make a prediction because I don't really believe in that. But I would like Arsenal to win. I don't want Man City to win again because, you know, they just won the treble, whatever, oil money, etc., etc. So I would like to see Arsenal win. I would like to see Mikel Arteta get some success based on the football they're playing this season. They are honestly very impressive at the moment. Liverpool, yeah, maybe you can argue it might be good for Klopp to win the Premier League one more time before he leaves the club. Klopp leaves the club. I personally would want to see Arsenal win just because they haven't won it in so long. And, you know, over the years, Arsenal has played some exciting football, to be honest, whether it was under Arsene Wenger or under Mikel Arteta. So I personally want Arsenal to win, but I don't think anybody can predict. It's going to go all the way to the end and it's going to be very interesting. On another note, Man United messed up again. I don't want to make this episode again on just how terrible Man United is. Truly, they were horrendous against Brentford. How bad can you be? To have the audacity to say one of the biggest clubs in the world, like, that was a performance against a team that's almost battling relegation this season. They had the best chances. They created a lot of chances. Man United did nothing. They were very lucky, well, thanks to an ex-Real Madrid player, Casemiro, to go 1-0 up. They did not deserve to be winning. So I'm very happy that it was a tie, but they truly, honestly deserved to lose that game because they were just bad. And I'm going to just leave it at that. That football club needs to just go under a full, I don't even know at this point, like 80% of the players need to go. I don't know how you can still call Rashford a talent or a world-class player. I hear pundits and people just hyping him up Like, what makes you a great player or a great talent? He's done nothing. He does nothing. He's lazy. He doesn't create chances. He's very predictable. His combination play is very, very poor. I don't even want to say average. His attitude sucks. He looks like he's having a miserable time at the club, to be honest. What makes him a great player? Like, you got to prove that. You got to prove that. Just because he scored, 30 goals last season doesn't mean he's great. Like, he did his job, Roy Keane would say.
It's his job, isn't it?
That's your job as a striker. There's a lot of delusion with Man United and the players, the management. I would really like to see who the manager is going to be next season, if they're really, really, truly looking to replace Erik ten Hag. Because I don't think Gareth Southgate is the solution. No chance I see Mourinho going back there. It's going to be interesting to see what manager takes that challenge on, because it's going to be a big challenge. I personally do think a new manager needs to come in. A new manager that is a winner, that has high standards, that doesn't accept excuses, that gets rid of 80% of that squad, that takes charge and plays a role in the structure of that club, because they need a lot of help, and it has to be a manager that knows what they're doing. Somebody like Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti, like somebody experienced, that is respected, that nobody can disrespect, that knows what they're doing, that has won everywhere they've gone. And they had that in Jose Mourinho, but they messed that up. And I don't want to see Mourinho going back to Man United, because I would just feel so bad for him, because Mourinho is a winner. There's no way he's going to be winning at Man United, let's be honest. Real Madrid, once again, won in the league against Athletic Bilbao. Very comfortable 2-0 win. Vinicius was suspended. Rodrygo got to play on the left-hand side as a left winger, and he did so good. He just looks so comfortable on that left side. You kind of feel for the guy when he doesn't get to play on the left when Vinicius is on the team. They are kind of hybrid and they move around, but mainly Vinicius takes that left side on the field. But Rodrygo looks so good. He scored 2 amazing, beautiful goals. Real Madrid looked very comfortable. They're very confident at the moment. I honestly think that they have a good chance against Man City in the Champions League. I think Man City is actually the team that's struggling a little bit at the moment. They have some injuries. Their top players are not on form. Haaland is not really doing much, and he's not scoring goals, and he's being criticized, and rightly so. I think Real Madrid has a real chance, especially at home. They can definitely win that game, and we'll see. Another big news, Xabi Alonso came out and said that he's not leaving Bayer Leverkusen, and he's going to be staying put there. So it doesn't look like he's going to Liverpool. It doesn't look like he's going to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich lost again 2-0. I really feel bad for Harry Kane. This guy, I don't even know what to say. At this moment, Spurs have a bigger chance of winning a title compared to Harry Kane. Hopefully, Bayern get back into winning ways, and hopefully maybe they do well in the Champions League. The lead got even bigger at the top of Bundesliga. Bayern Leverkusen looks like they're going to be winning the league for sure now. And Xabi Alonso is doing a phenomenal job. So good, so dominant, so consistent. And I think he made the right decision. I think he wants to stay there. He wants to prove to himself and to his players that they can do it again next year. And it wasn't just a fluke this season. I think he made the right decision to grow as a manager. And some of the younger managers that jump into coaching and all of a sudden take big teams should make a note of that. This is a good learning moment for them. I think Xabi Alonso made the right decision. He's going to stay there. He's going to grow as a manager. He's going to face some challenges. I'm sure Bayern Munich is going to be stronger next season, so it won't be maybe as easy this season, or Bayern Munich won't be as bad next season, hopefully. And it will be a bigger challenge. And not to say it's not a challenge this season. The job they've done as a team and the job Alonso has done as a manager is amazing. And hats off to him. Like, really, really well done. So it's going to be interesting to see some of the other clubs that were kind of hoping to bring Xabi Alonso to their team, what they're going to do. So yeah, that's basically it for this week. A lot of good matches over the weekend. A lot of good matches coming up this weekend. Got the Champions League, so there's going to be a lot of exciting things to talk about. There's going to be a lot of exciting football to watch, and I can't wait to get to it. As always, it was my pleasure to be with you guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.